Good morning to you. It must be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because we are here for another edition of Hardison'S Tips. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, where we give people in our vertical of sales, whether you are major account, key account, up and down the street, in home sales, retail sales, or automotive sales. So you're trying to get ready to work to finish up on this Friday, but it would be remiss of me if I wouldn't say this. Today happens to be Friday, September 11th of 2020. Let's not forget those brave heroes on September 11th of 2001 in New York and Washington, D.C., and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. As far as New York City, I was working in New York City on that day, working in the business office equipment for Minota on Broadway between 8th and 9th when that happened. So to all of the first responders, to all of the family members who lost loved ones, whether it was New York, whether it was the Pentagon, and those brave American citizens who turned that plane away from either the White House or Congress, wherever they wanted to go, and landed in the field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. We do thank those Americans. That was then. Now we're dealing with something called coronavirus, but we as Americans will get through this because of us. Salespeople, we know how to sell it and we know that you need it. So let's get started with that. This is the last part in the series. I started earlier in the week talking about social media tips for automotive representatives. So continuing on with that, sometimes we do good personally with social media, but we forget to share our success stories. I always believe that this is the most valuable way to sell a vehicle, by using images and videos to tell the story of your current customer experience. In advertising, the story and the organization, let's say the store, speaks of something exceptional that they're going to highlight to make it very impressive as a feature to you. But because they get bombarded by so many ads every day, prospects have a hard time really trusting what they read from an organization. Not saying that they don't trust it, it's just that they just get hit a lot. So here's my secret to you. If you wish to earn the trust of potential customers, use social media to showcase proof that will back up your claims. This proof will ideally be the success stories and reviews from your existing customers. Examples like creating customer images with a photo of the customer with a brief summary that resulted in their happiness with you and the dealership. Share some links to the success stories published on your website, whether it's LinkedIn or one of the other ones that are out there. Do a full-fledged video interview with the customer. I'll say that again. Do a full-fledged video interview with the customer. Doesn't have to be that day. Doesn't have to impede on the CSI if your manufacturer is still paying you for that. Let's do it 30 days later. Let's do it 45 days later. They've had the vehicle. Let's see if they still love the vehicle because you did your job as professional by listening and provided a vehicle solution. That's what I would do. How about being responsive to customer feedback? Social selling isn't about aggressively promoting yourself on social media. Rather, it's the way you directly or indirectly promote yourself through your social media behavior. A quick response, just like being the first to pick up a sales call, gives you the best chance to convert inquiries into leads and naturally leads into sales. Use customer feedback to identify referral opportunities. Referrals from existing clients are one of the most effective ways to generate new business. I'll say it again. Referrals from existing clients are one of the best ways to generate new business. Don't be shy or hesitant to ask, even if you secretly feel a little uncomfortable, and I can understand that. The fact is, most customers won't refer you unless you specifically ask them to. It's not that they don't want to be helpful. We're timid, we're afraid. Our managers told us get the vehicle across the curb and then call them 72 hours later. Well, if I'm your manager, they're in front of you right now. I don't know where they're going to be in 3 days, a week, a month, but they're in front of you now. Ask for the resume referral now. If I can get some type of content information from that guest now, the easier it's going to be. But I'll talk to you later about that in a different series. Now, most people are busy and distracted and simply won't really say, I have nobody to give up, unless you directly ask them. How about post-Vitical vehicles and specials on local Facebook marketplaces? That's really been taken off. If you haven't visited or seen the marketplace on Facebook, you need to go and see what's out there. Posting vehicles or specials on there is nothing new. But if you're consistent because you do it every day, I guarantee you're going to get something out of it. The local buy, sell, trade Facebook groups, pages can be a gold mine for car salespeople. And here's just some things to look about. Explore and join groups, whether it's Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn. Post select vehicles, vehicles that are prime, not only for you in your market area, but remember now with digital, we can talk about the nation. Monitor likes, tags, comments, shares. The key thing, respond timely. Set appointments and then take it from there. If your dealership does offer a way that we can sell a vehicle without them coming into the dealership, you are ahead of the game. Because can you sell somebody something from Louisiana to Maine? Sure, happens every day. Can you sell something from the state of Washington to somebody in Florida? Yes, it happens every day. Ensure follow-up messages are always about your prospect. Does your follow-up pass the what's in it for me test? In other words, if a prospect asks you a question, answer it. Then ask them a question back to help learn more about their needs. It shows that you're listening, you care. Can you help them overcome a key challenge? Remember, they don't do this every day. Every 4 years, 5 years, this may be a first-time buyer. So let's follow up with an introduction video to help them feel more comfortable about you. No sales pitch, but if the time is right, ask for an appointment. Always move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to purchase a vehicle. It's who they're going to purchase it from. By you doing something different, stepping out of the comfort zone that most salespeople don't want to do because they're waiting for the up bus to show up, do something different, you're going to see the results. Be prepared to take things offline. Social media is a great way to establish that warm connection with the prospect, but social selling can equate to lead generation. Social selling equals lead generation. I'll let that sink. The ultimate goal is to convert inquiries into real live customers. Once you've established the back and forth conversation with someone on social, it's easier to suggest a phone call, text, or email. And an introduction video will give you a better opportunity to set an appointment. Think about it. An email with a subject line referencing your Facebook conversation will be more likely to get opened. Now, it's up to you to make sure that real live persona is just as great as a digital one. Only you can do that because only you have the attributes that are you. I can't demonstrate you. Only you can do it. So the best way to get started in social selling is to try. Just do it. After you've put together your plan, let's jump and get started. It's not enough to dip your toe into the water. So make the commitment to yourself and your future to reach your goals and dreams. Social media tips for professional sales automobile people does not mean instant gratification. It takes time, like all business relationships. So be patient, have some fun. But here's the thing to remember. When it comes to prospecting, networking, branding yourself, telling your story, it's like a farmer who goes and plants a seed and you leave it alone and you never do nothing with it again. Do you expect something to grow from that? Or are you that farmer that plants something, cultivates something, waters it, makes sure the weeds are out of it? Eventually, it's going to blossom. It's going to grow. Most people try things with prospecting, social media once. Doesn't work? Let me go do something else. Sit on the bench and wait for the up bus. Don't do that. If you are a true professional and you have goals and dreams and you have fire in your heart because you want to obtain the better part of life, that's what sales allows us to do. Once again, Brandon Hardison, remembering those from 9/11 of 2001, and I hope you take some time out today just to give them a moment of silence, whether they were in Washington, D.C. at the Pentagon, New York City at the World Trade Center, or in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, for Hardison's Tip of the Day. And as always in parting, remember, go out and make it a champion day.